All right, so we're looking at evaluating summations from 1 to n. Now look at this now. This says evaluate or find the sum from 1 to n of 4r minus 2. To do this, we have to utilize the laws of summation or the summation properties that tell us this can be written as 4 times the sum from r equal 1 to n of r minus, this can then be written as the sum from 1 to n of 2. Then now we're able now to evaluate this summation by saying it becomes 4 times. There's a formula that you must know. The sum from 1 to n of r, that's equal to a half n times n plus 1. This is a half n times n plus 1. Half n times n plus 1. Close up that. Good. Then you have minus the sum from 1 to n of 2. The sum from 1 to n of a constant is a constant times n. So that's minus 2n. So what we end up getting is 4 times a half is 2. So this works out to be 2n times n plus 1. So 2n times n plus 1 minus 2n. That's what we get. So it's 2n times n plus 1 minus 2n. All right. Some persons might go even as far as to leave it as this is just 2n squared plus 2n. So some persons might want to just write that all this works out to be 2n squared. If you want to leave it like that, that's also fine. But this is a sum from 1 to n of 4r minus 2. All right. Nice. That's how we do that one. You can always check it again by going to Symbolab. So we're going to go to symbol r times 2r minus 1. To evaluate this, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to expand in the r. So this is going to be the sum from r equal 1 to n of r times 2r is 2r squared minus, now r times minus 1, that's minus r. So now since this is what we have, now this is going to be equal to, this is now equal to the sum from 1 to n of 2r squared minus r. Now all you have to do now is break this up using summation properties as 2 times the sum from r equal 1 to n of r squared minus the sum from 1 to n of r. So we break it up using the summation properties. This is what we have. But then now the sum from 1 to n of r squared is given by a formula. So this is 2 times, the formula for this is 1 over 6 times n plus 1 times n 2n plus 1. So it's 1 over 6n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1. That's the formula for this. Then we're minusing the sum from 1 to n of r. The sum from 1 to n of r is a half n times n plus 1. Half n times n plus 1. So since this is what we have now, well, to simplify this now, all we have to do now is, as I can see right here, this half, I'm going to rewrite this half just a little bit. I'm going to rewrite this half. I'm going to rewrite it as half can be rewritten as 3 over 6. Yeah, man, rewrite it as 3 over 6 so that I can factor out 1 over 6. I'm going to factor out 1 over 6n times n plus 1. So I factor out 1 over 6n times n plus 1. And what I'm left back with in this bracket is Factoring out 1 over 6 from this side, I am left back with 2 times 2n plus 1. So in that case, I'm left back with 4n plus 2. And then when I factor out 1 over 6n times n plus 1 from this side, I'm left back with just minus 3. So all of this is going to work out to be, is this work out to be equal to 1 over 6 times n plus 1 times that 4n plus 2 minus 3 works out to just be 4n minus 1. That's what I end up getting, 1 over 6n times n plus 1 times 4n minus 1. That's how we do this question. Nice.